everyone, I'm Mallory. Welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy that you're here today. Today, I have for you a little book haul. I love book hauls. I love watching videos about them. I love participating in them. It was recently my birthday. So I used some of my birthday money and bought some books with it. And I'm gonna share what I bought with you. Also, I'm sorry if my glasses are kind of giving a glare. I spent an absurdly long amount of time trying to find a position in this room where you could still see my books, but where there was no glare on my glasses, and it was not possible. So maybe someday I'll find a solution, but today is not the day. I ended up buying 5 books. I was really close to buying 6, and I'll explain why I didn't get the 6th one in just a moment. But there was a reason. Was it a good reason? No, I probably should have just got it, but I'll just have to make another trip back to the store to get it, I guess. First book I'm gonna start with is maybe a little bit of a boring choice, and it's not like a boring book, but it's a boring choice because it's a book I already own. The first book that I got was Iron Flame. Like I said, already own this book. However, I don't have the paperback version. And as you can see, my collection needs the paperback Iron Flame. I feel like I'm like Thanos. Like I need to collect all of the editions of my like favorite books. So I had to get this one. I feel like it's gonna look so good. I'm kind of sad because my Onyx Storm copy is lent out to a friend, and so when I put this up here, it's not gonna complete the whole collection yet. However, I feel like it will give you the vision. The vision will be there. Let me go do that really quick. You can't tell me that doesn't look so cute. I mean, you can, but you'd be wrong. I am obsessed with the dragon sprayed edge. I think it's so cute. The one thing I am curious about though is, so I had to move my Hunger Games books up, which you can't really see them right now, but I feel like a debate that I have in my mind, and I don't know if this extends to anyone else, but when you put your Hunger Games books on the shelves, do you put them as the original trilogy and then the 2 prequels, or do you put the 2 prequels and then the original trilogy? That's kind of the thing that I am stuck with when it comes to arranging that shelf. You can let me know your thoughts. I'd actually love to know, because am I the only one debating that in my mind? Do other people agree? Do you have this same qualm and quandary, or is it just me? Also, this is a good time to share the book that I said I didn't buy, but that I almost did. I almost got the paperback copy of Phantasma, because if you can see over here, I have the Enchantra and Phantasma hardcovers from Book of the Month. Then I have the Enchantra paperback. And so now, another collect 'em all situation, I need to have the Phantasma paperback. Might be like, do you need it? Yes, I do. Because if you know me, you know that I am obsessed with that book. I love Phantasma so much. It gets a million hearts from me. All right, I'm gonna wait till this fire truck goes by. Okay. The next book I got in my haul was 1,000 Heartbeats by Kiera Cass. I ate up the Selection series. It was so good. Now, granted, it's been a while since I've read it. I'd still recommend it though, because if a book series can have me in a chokehold, even if it's like not the most top tier, maybe compared to some of the stuff I read now books, I still would recommend it. After I read the Selection series, I went on a spree of reading her other books. I read everything she published except for this book. I didn't even know this book existed. I saw this and was like, is this a new book from her? However, it came out in 2022. So I missed it somehow. But I love it because it still gives me the like Regency vibes, but like in the same realm or same like mindset as the Selection series. But let me read you the back cover, because when I read the back cover, I was like, oh, I'm in. It says, I told myself that it had been the rain. It was something hitting the mountain or a tree falling or anything else really. But every time Lennox smiled or touched me or even looked at me a certain way, I would hear it again. The sound of 1,000 heartbeats. I'm excited to read this. I think this is going to be good. I feel like this is going to transport me back to like being in high school when I was reading the Selection series and like being so obsessed with that series. I'm hoping this gives me those vibes. I also got the new book from my queen, Ali Hazelwood, called Problematic Summer Romance. I am so excited to read this. Words can't explain how excited I was when I heard that this was coming out, because I would die on a hill for Ali Hazelwood, and that might sound ridiculous. I have a friend who gives me so much crap for liking these books because she's like, they're so cheesy. They're so unrealistic. But I feel like that's the point. They're cheesy and unrealistic because that's what I need in my life. That's what I want to hear. I don't want to read something that is gonna make me... Actually, I shouldn't say that, because I do like books that make me want to cry or make me feel all the feels, but not all the time. Not all the time. You gotta have a healthy balance. And so, yeah, I was really excited when I saw this was coming out. It says that it takes place in Italy, and I know that it's an age gap romance, which I haven't really read a lot of, so I feel like this is going to be kind of fun for me to read. So excited about it. The next book that I got is Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson. And if you watched my last video, then you would know that I have not read any Brandon Sanderson books. However, I got this because while maybe I haven't read the other book from him that I bought recently, I feel like I'm just gonna like it. Do you ever get that feeling where it's like, you know that you're just gonna like the book? You just know you're gonna like the book, the series, whatever it is. And I know that I'm gonna like this. It says, the mists rule the night, the Lord Ruler owns the world. And already this book owns my heart. I am excited. I've said excited so many times, of like being excited to read something. And I used that word so many times because I can't think of another word to describe this feeling. I'm just like wanting to get to it so bad. However, when I want to get to stuff so bad, why don't I read them? Why don't I read them quicker? That's a bigger conversation. Probably a reckoning that I need to have within my own self. However, this is like a super well-known fantasy series, and I've heard that's absolutely amazing. When I picked this up at the store, one of the girls that was working there that I always see like on Instagram giving recommendations for this store's page, she was like, I love that book series so much. And I was like, this is a sign that I need to get this and read it. So I got it. Final book that I got is An Ember in the Ashes, and I don't know how to say this author's name. I feel like that's so bad of me. I will do a deep dive, okay? I just don't want to pronounce it wrong. Yeah, I'm not gonna try. I got this book because this book has been blowing up on my like Instagram recently. Like I feel like I see it in all these reels of like books you have to read. They're so amazing. You need to check them out. And so I got it because I was like, okay, I'm influenced. I am like the target demographic for Bookstagram because I'm so easily influenced. Tell me something and I'm like, okay, I believe you. Or like, you said this book's good? All right, I'm buying it. I'm gonna read it. I have so many books in here that I'm like, I don't even remember why I bought this, and yet I did. Hopefully this won't be one of those situations. It says that it's a New York Times bestselling series. I didn't know this was a part of a series. I read the back. It says, Leia is a slave, Elias is a soldier, neither is free. And this is giving me vibes of like Throne of Glass. Granted, I haven't finished Throne of Glass. That's like a whole other thing. I started Throne of Glass. If you don't know, then I'll fill you in. I started Throne of Glass and I didn't really like it, which feels like blasphemy to say to a BookTube and Bookstagram book talk audience, but I didn't really like it. I read the first 2 books and was like, maybe it's not for me. But I had heard it was so amazing, and so I was like, I want to keep giving it a shot. So then I read Assassin's Blade, which was chef's kiss amazing, and it got me back into the series. Now, the slave soldier situation is reminding me of Throne of Glass because she's not like a slave, but in a way she kind of is to the king, where she does have to serve him. And then I don't even know how you say his name. Cole? I have no idea. That's how little of a spiral I've gone into that series with. He's like a soldier. So tell me in the comments, is this giving Throne of Glass vibes? I don't know. Maybe I'm way off when I say that. And now having read the back, I kind of do feel like maybe I'm off, but I don't know. It sounds really good. It says it's like about a girl that's like willing to risk her life to spy from within the Empire's greatest military academy, which I think sounds fascinating. I love a little spy situation. It says it is a captivating, heart-pounding fantasy. So yeah. Also, I think the side is really cool. It's like, I assume this is her. It's got her on the side. And I assume that when you put them all together, it makes like a little image on the side, which I think is so cool. There's another book that does that. It's like, I think it's like Fable by Adrienne Young, I think is what it is, called. But it like has the faces on the side, which I also think is cool. And I think that Cassandra Clare, one of her series does that too. Once again, I love that. I love those little details. Anyways, I think this is going to be really good too. Honestly, I think all these books are going to be really good. I feel like I'm not going to go wrong with any of them. Hopefully. We'll see about 1,000 Heartbeats. I don't know. That could be the only one that's kind of giving YA maybe in a bad way. So, minus the Iron Flame copy up there, this was the haul. All books that I was excited to get and happy to have found. I am looking forward to reading all of them. I am a little regretting that I didn't get the Phantasma paperback because, like I said, I'm always thinking about it. But I'm still excited about it. Probably the one I'm most excited to read, honestly, I thought that was going to be easy. I thought I was going to be like, oh, this is the one I'm the most excited to read. But actually, I can't really decide because a lot of them sound really good. Like Allie Hazelwood, this new Mistborn series that I could be getting into. They all sound good. So I'm not sure which one I'm most excited for. The hard choice will be deciding which one to read first. So yeah, that's the haul. And I'm excited to have been able to share it with you. I will be keeping you updated for sure as I read them. If you want to kind of have a more regular update on the things I'm reading, you can check out my Instagram, which is called Collected Shelf. So you can check that out if you're interested. And besides that, I'm planning to post new videos every Monday, and I have a lot of ones that I've got planned coming up. So I'm excited to execute those and share those with you, including one that this book will be a very important part of. So if you're interested in Miss Allie, then stick around for that one. Besides that, once again, I'm really happy that you found my channel, that you watched this video today. If you have made it all the way to the end, tell me in the comments, what is a book that you recently got that you're excited to read? Maybe it's one that you bought recently, maybe it's one that was lent to you, maybe it's one you got at the library. Just tell me what's something that you're looking forward to reading soon. I will look forward to seeing what those answers might be. Thanks for joining me today, and I will see you next time.